Hi, my name is Pixie Wu. I've been doing drag 6 years this year as of January. I enjoy the creative side of drag more than anything. Like I wouldn't consider myself so much a performance queen, but I consider what I do in drag like an animator creating a character. Everything from Pixie's to like the way her waist is shaped, how big her hips are, her eyes, her hair is all down to me. Like I choose everything about the character, so it's like an animator drawing a character. It's the creative side I enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Victoria's Secret and I'm doing drag about 11 years this year. I started in college and I never intended for it to be a career. I thought it looked fun. I loved watching the shows in here, watching the girls perform in the George, and I just thought, oh that looks really fun, I'm going to give it a go, but it was never like, I'm going to be a drag queen. Like I didn't even think of myself as a drag queen for a long time. But now I love performing. Like I really do love performing. I love everything about being on the stage, even the good times, the bad times, the nervous times, the works. That's what makes it fun and fresh and interesting.
Yes, my name is Regina George and I've been performing in drag for 10 years next year. So I'll be 10 on the 30th of August 2016. What started me getting into drag was more performing. I was a dancer. I love drag mainly because it's like my outlet for, I would say like my artistic side. Like as a boy, like normally like I paint, I like make shit, like I'm really creative. So when it comes to drag, it's the whole, like we're changing gender, it's like I'm going to present myself as a woman today. So if I'm going to do that, it has to be head to toe perfection.
It's time to lip sync for your boobs.
We're gonna lip sync! Okay, we'll take you, bitch. We're gonna have you. Tom, do you wanna do it? Do you wanna do it, Tom?
That's one of my favourite parts of any drag show I go to is audience participation. Because you know, a lot of like really loyal drag fans, behind it all, they really want to be on stage, but they haven't got the courage to. And it takes a lot of work also to get into drag. So it's that chance to let people up on stage and live their little fantasy for 3 minutes and perform to an audience, which nobody ever really gets the opportunity to.
Like there's something that you can look for in people, that like cheeky glint in them that you kind of know they're going to get up on stage and not care. They're not going to give themselves a hard time, they're just going to absolutely let loose and have fun.
I swear to God, I was actually... With Sissy that walk all the way from the barrier of the world! She's got them ankles out.
If you're not a singer, you're not into karaoke, this is your only way to get up on stage and live your little Lady Gaga fantasy.
I really enjoy doing like group songs or duets with people because it brings like a new element to the stage, and like you can interpret songs differently than you would on your own.
I don't know what was happening with the stage, but it was like complete ice. It was like a film, on like some kind of oily film on the whole stage. So we were performing during it and I went to do a crossover with Victoria and my foot kind of went slightly out from under me. So my ankle kind of slipped and the whole platform came off my shoe. And because usually if that happened, I'd like kick the shoe off and continue barefoot, but they're like a lace-up boot. So you kind of like, they're laced right up to my ankle, so there's no way I could take them off. So I had to kind of just like either walk off the stage and pretend it didn't happen or continue on one foot. So I tried my best to continue on one foot.
Fucked up outdoor show. So we're gonna be outside Cleary's, which is now closed next Thursday from 7 o'clock. It's gonna be all ages, so bring your elbows, bring your fucking nieces, bring your nephews.
It was really weird performing to an audience where there were young kids. Like really strange, but the crowd seemed really receptive to drag queens, which is weird. Like there's a lot of people that were cheering there, and like it's really hard in a gay bar to get someone to cheer for a drag queen. So in a straight bar or in a straight on the street, like with passers-by, that was really weird for me. So it was really fun to do.
I used to think Pixie was like pretty scary. I think it's because she's so tall as well. I was kind of like intimidated by her when you see her on stage, especially like because she's so gorgeous and she's so tall and she's so good, like, and she's put on such a great show, and you're kind of afraid to go up to her, like. But then she'd approach people like and talk to them, and I kind of realised then that she is lovely, like, as well as like terrifying.
I went from being kind of one of those people that was kind of very like not against it, but just not into it, and then kind of with RuPaul's Drag Race, and like one of my friends started doing it, kind of, so kind of got dragged along to 1 or 2 shows, and then I just became totally addicted. Like I bring my friends to see drag shows, and they're always like, they just can't believe that Regina's not a biological woman. Like she's just, she's amazing.
That is better. How are we all getting on our shopping? Are we doing well? You missus, have you got all your shopping done yet? I saw you absolutely raiding Ann Summers now. How did you get on? You got it on good? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing to like a different set of crowd. Like there was a priest in the audience today. How weird was that? And he was loving it. So fair play to him. I got a selfie with the priest, yeah. Because he was like going crazy with all the music. I don't know exactly if he understood everything I was saying, because I was saying some like very like scene lingo in there. But he was laughing and enjoying the show, and he was there for the full hour, so fair play.
Oh, it's just music, absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
If they test me, they sorry. Riders up like a Harley, then pull off in this Ferrari. If he hanging, we banging. Phone ringing, he slanging. It ain't karaoke night, but get the mic 'cause I'm singing.
It's the thing that when you're going on stage, you have to remember, you have to believe you're the fiercest person in the room, because if you don't, it's going to show in your face. You have to be a self-starter, you have to make your own opportunities. Usually for the first like 2 or 3 years of being a drag, you're going to work for free a lot. And like drag is really expensive. To buy wigs, to buy heels, to buy everything that comes to drag is really expensive. So if you're not getting paid, you really have to love what you're doing to like put that much like financial things into it, and then the determination it takes to just like get up on stage and do it for free every time. So if you're not motivated and if you don't absolutely love what you're doing, most people will drop out after the first year of being a drag queen because they haven't got determination to finish it.
My name is Mistaken. This is actually my first time in drag, which is a really strange experience because this being my first show going out in drag and first time going out in public in drag as like my character rather than impersonating someone else. It's really, really interesting. It's really fun. I've had a great night. Well, I think drag has become a little bit more, not necessarily mainstream, but a little bit more accepted and understood. I think understood is a real key word because I think what Panty has done for the drag scene, like especially in Ireland, considering Ireland's historical view on you know, the whole gay scene and the whole gay community, I think she has done a lot to open the doors in saying that, you know, it's not actually for the freaks as such, although a lot of us are freaks, it's not really for the freaks, you know. It's just it's like an art form just as much as anything else is, you know. Just as much as breakdancing in the middle of Grafton Street is an art form, this is an art form in the middle of the night, you know. I knew it was much more understood and accepted the day that I came down into the kitchen with tights and pads on, and my granny was having a cup of tea and she was there altering my dress. I knew that was definitely a time where it was kind of like, you know, this is actually okay to do. It's not actually that weird. It's not that seedy either. And it was really funny as well when my mum was really big support in doing drag and everything else. She actually made my tits, which was really fun because we bonded over that because we got to make my tits out of rice, and it was really fun. I was there in the kitchen in heels while she was making my tits out of rice. It was hilarious, and we still talk about it to this day, and every time she sees them it's really like, I made them. And it was kind of nice because then I realised it wasn't something that was underground, it wasn't something that, you know, I had to be ashamed of in any way, shape or form. And I knew from then that my mum really just accepted whatever I wanted to do as long as I was having fun. Yeah, it's one film.
Yeah. God, weird.
Yeah, it's literally rice and tights.